Tip-off goes to Milwaukee. So the Nets starting 5. Durant plays the 4 with Allen at center. Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's LeVert in at the 3 slot. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Brandon, looking ahead to the playoffs, when you made your first postseason appearance, were you surprised by the intensity you found once you got there?
Kevin, it was my second season. I was playing for the Clippers, so getting into the playoffs was quite miraculous on its own accord for the organization. But the level of detail in the playoffs and intensity in the playoffs, they know everything that you're going to do. And we were playing against the Utah Jazz, which at that time...
Some pretty good players.
Yes, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Jeff Hornacek, the great Jerry Sloan as a head coach. It was a wonderful experience, but you understood that the playoffs were different. Absolutely something different in terms of the intensity and what it is that that team knew about you.
Now here's Matthews following the miss by Kyrie Irving. Matthews, no good. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, I did speak with Mike Budenholzer for a few minutes. I asked him how they'll try to deal with Kyrie, and he shrugged. He said he may be the best ball handler in the league. He gets where he wants to on the court. He just got to contest wherever he goes. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Dinwiddie finds KD. Nets passing it around. Here's LeVert. Lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Yeah, put some students in the classroom because that's exactly how you move the ball. Kyrie terrific at spotting the open man, and then you got to get it to him.
Now here's Middleton. Ball's knocked loose, and that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. Defense, Brooklyn. It's a 3-point game.
Man, he's had 3 good looks at the basket and nothing to show for it.
Down low, here's...
Oh, yes, sir.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
A lot of defenders choose to just back up off of him when he's in that tight, try to avoid the and one, and this time they're not backing off.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Brooklyn shooting their first free throws of this. And he makes the first.
It's pretty evident to see that Kevin Durant is driven to be a great player, but it's his love for the game. The passion he has for basketball is something that's just off the charts. I know he's anxious to have another great competitive year in the NBA.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Lopez. Pat Connaughton comes in for Chris Middleton. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Wesley Matthews. And George Hills subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Durant, that's good.
Timeout. And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
Lopez, he's checked in for Antetokounmpo. Well, who doesn't like fast break basketball? They're on the 2K Sports leaderboard, the real stats, real scores from the real NBA with the teams who have scored the most points in transition this season. In the 3rd spot, the Bucks.
I think that's what really distinguishes them offensively. They really like to get out in transition.
Passes to Hill. Over to the left wing. Here's Ilyasova. Here's DiVincenzo. That one rolling around and rims out.
Yeah, that miss might stick with him for a little while. That's kind of a shoot-around jumper if I've ever seen one.
Harris outside. Here's Prince. Again, the Nets for 2.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart. The other one, playing selfless. They've done that.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Nets lead by 11. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
So for Brooklyn now, Durant plays the 4 with Allen at center. Irving is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's LeVert in at the 3 spot. Allen, that's good. In player development, Brent, what are some of the primary things that can be taught?
I think in today's game, what a lot of PD coaches are looking at, Kevin, is just decision making, playing out of the pick and roll and coming off into a spot where you're making the correct reads. It's much like, and you cover a lot of football, where you can talk to quarterbacks about their checkdowns.
Yes.
I think you can teach guys how it is that when they come off a screen, what's going to be available to them, and paint pictures for them so that when they're on the floor, they become second nature in terms of their decision making. That can be huge. And then the second thing is always player development, working on confidence in shooting the basketball. You just want guys to feel like whatever shot they're taking, they've got a great chance of making it.
Here's Durant. Banked in off the glass. Durant's got 9 points.
Not fair of a coach to send out one defender against Kevin Durant, skilled at fighting through whatever challenges the D wants to throw at him.
They've worked hard to get this lead. Can't start giving up easy slams all of a sudden.
Yeah, GA, that's right. And that was easy. Gift wrap for him.
So much talk about 48 minutes. The team with the lead letting its guard down now.
Allen over Ilyasova. And there's the call on Durant. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Well, he's not a locked-in starter these days, but Brent, George Hill can be effective off the bench.
Comes in at the 1 or the 2 guard position, can guard the 1 through 3 positions, and because of George Hill and his massive amount of playoff experience, there's a lot of confidence in the coaching staff to get George out on the floor, and then he's going to make the right play at the right time.
And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Durant's running. Offensive rebound. The shot's good from Irving.
And they continue to control the glass.
Irving against Bledsoe. There's 31 seconds left here in the second. The wide open look here for Lopez. And again, the Bucks miss. And it's Durant with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Nets passing it around. Dinwiddie outside. LeVert finds Dinwiddie. Shot clock at 5. No good. Shot missing. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. And on the way from Irving for 3. And that does it for the first half of play. It's the Nets up 9. It's time now to go courtside, as we said. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They lead by 9 points. And over to Shaq. And that's...
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
What a menace he was on defense through the first 2 quarters, just disrupting everything.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he wanted to do out there. Everyone he guarded looked uncomfortable.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And Milwaukee looking at who they've got. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. The backcourt comprised of Bledsoe and Matthews. And it's Middleton in at the small forward position.
Now working in the mid-range, Middleton finding some ways to play in between.
18 feet out. The shot's good from Irving. Irving's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, that's not an assignment that I want there, Kevin. I'd rather do math homework than to try and cover that guy.
Fires from 14. It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut back down to 7. The bucket there from Antetokounmpo.
I'd like to see how confident and effective Antetokounmpo could be from there. If he's got some room to shoot it, he really does need to fire away.
Here's Durant. Good on the baseline, Jay. KD's got 11.
Mid-range, plenty of room for that release. He's going to take those all day long.
Antetokounmpo finds Lopez. To the paint. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
That's great signs to see Chris Middleton get up just like that.
There's the pass to LeVert. Back to Irving. Durant against Giannis. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo.
His touches left him in this quarter. Nowhere close to the kind of output they need from him.
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
KD against Giannis. Again, Durant missing.
That's pretty much the only way to keep him from taking advantage of you down low. You got to play tough, physical defense. Yeah, you could throw that pass just about anywhere, Kevin, even the top of the square for Giannis to go and get.
KD against Antetokounmpo. Durant, the pass to LeVert. Durant deciding where to go with it. Over Antetokounmpo. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. 13 points for Kevin Durant.
This has been relentless from KD here tonight. The defense has tried to adjust, not once, but several times, and nothing working.
Pass to Antetokounmpo. Fades away. Allen with the rebound. Up top, Durant. Irving for 3. Goes back up. And Allen with the layup. Now it's a 7-point Nets lead.
And a better box out saves them 2 points there.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound in the possession.
And so it's Brooklyn, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle. You can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. Inside, we got Prince and Jordan. Then it's Garrett Temple. Then it's Joe Harris. And it's Musa in at the 5.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
To the inside. Taken away by Williams. And now the fast break. Hill with the ball. And Hill throws it down.
Change speed that time in transition. When you do that, George Hill becomes very dangerous.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Kenny Atkinson had some words for his team during the break. He said, keep grinding. We're in good shape. Things aren't always going to go perfectly. Don't let that slow you down. Let's just stick to what got us here. Kevin, we'll see if they can build on this lead.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Well, they didn't really have a choice at the position that they were. They had to fight hard. They've gotten that. They've outworked the other team, just fighting. He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense, not really a factor.
LeVert against Giannis. It's good, and they get the go-ahead bucket. Antetokounmpo's got the lead up to 2 now for the Bucks.
See the way Giannis kept going and kept his eye on the basket? That helped.
Will it go? Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That's on Marvin Williams.
And he sort of had that look in his eyes. Durant staying cool in a clutch moment.
A different look for Milwaukee. Lopez, he's checked in for Williams. Chris Middleton comes in for Kyle Korver. And it's Eric Bledsoe in for George Hill. Bounce pass, Antetokounmpo. LeVert kicks to Irving. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Dinwiddie finds Durant. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Brook Lopez.
And so how is it that you avoid fouling Durant? I'm not sure. The guy has so many tools in the toolbox. And he's the one person that the coaching staff and the teammates love to see at the line in a tight ball game. You can pretty much bank on these.
Timeout called, the Bucks. They trail by 3. 1:04 left in the fourth. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.
Yeah, more than half of their scoring has been through him. It hadn't been selfish either. That's the way they mapped this thing out. And they knew what a tough matchup he'd be for their D, so they just decided to ride it.
Antetokounmpo. Money!
Oh, the nerves on this guy.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up a notch.
Drives in.
Well, we know Durant's difficult to slow down, but when he's penetrating like that, defense just cannot deal with that length.
That's the first, and that will put them up by 2. Matthews, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game. 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Antetokounmpo. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
I wonder if Antetokounmpo is Greek for lightning, because that's what he did there on the penetration.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And he does get the second one. And that brings them within 2.
Only down 2 now, but that miss might come back to haunt you. If they don't get a stop, it's back to a 2-possession game.
Inside, Durant kicks to LeVert. And here is Durant. 5 to shoot. LeVert trying to get open. And Lopez pulls it down. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're down by 2. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so it's Milwaukee with it, trailing by 2. Now, Antetokounmpo. Over Durant. It's off. And so it's Brooklyn who scrapes by with the win. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for him.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Kyrie. Nice win tonight. What was your thought process coming into the game?
You know, I was just going out there trying to compete on every play, trying to play as much defense as possible. You know, just sticking to our game plan. We had a game plan going in and we executed.
Got it done at both ends of the floor, Kyrie. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. So long and good night, everyone.